Jesus didn't erase his people. He wept for them. Some say Jesus turned his back on Israel, but he didn't erase his people. He wept over Jerusalem. He said, "I was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel." When others rejected them, he embraced them. When the leaders resisted him, he kept teaching in the synagogues. He didn't cancel the covenant. He came to fulfill it. If your version of Jesus forgets his people, maybe it's not him you're following. In a world where many versions of Jesus are preached, one vital truth often gets lost. Jesus never turned his back on his people. He wept for them. Some claim that Jesus came to start a new religion, one that left Israel behind. But if we look honestly at what he said and did, we find something very different. The Jesus of the New Testament didn't abandon his people. As it is written in Luke 19:10, "For the Son of Man came to seek and to save the lost." This wasn't a rejection, it was a rescue mission, and his heart was broken over the very people many say he rejected. When Jesus approached Jerusalem, he didn't look at the city with indifference. He wept, not just tears of emotion, but of longing, sorrow, and love. As it says in Luke 19, as he approached Jerusalem and saw the city, he wept over it and said, "If you, even you, had only known on this day what would bring you peace, but now it is hidden from your eyes. The days will come upon you when your enemies will build an embankment against you and encircle you and hem you in on every side. They will dash you to the ground, you and the children within your walls. They will not leave one stone on another, because you did not recognize the time of God's coming to you." These are not the words of a man who had given up. These are the words of a shepherd, mourning for his sheep, grieving over the consequences of their rejection, yet still full of longing and love. Jesus himself said, "I was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel." This declaration wasn't a throwaway line. It was a mission statement. He said this in the context of his encounter with the Canaanite woman, where despite ultimately responding to her faith, he made clear the priority of his earthly ministry. His message, his miracles, his movement, all centered first and foremost on Israel. Every word he spoke, every healing he performed, every parable he told, they took place in the land of Israel, directed toward the people of the covenant. He didn't come as a foreigner to start something new, but as a shepherd to restore what had been lost among his own flock. When the religious leaders resisted him, he didn't walk away. He didn't grow bitter or turn silent. He kept showing up, not with vengeance, but with compassion. He returned again and again to the synagogues, not to confront with anger, but to invite with mercy. He healed their sick, not because they deserved it, but because he loved them. He called them back to the heart of God, the very heart they had drifted from. As it says in Matthew 4, Jesus went throughout Galilee, teaching in their synagogues, proclaiming the good news of the kingdom, and healing every disease and sickness among the people. He didn't cancel the covenant God made with Israel. He came to fulfill it, not to destroy the Torah, but to bring it to its deepest meaning, to embody it in its fullness, and to write it on hearts, not just tablets. His mission was not about erasure, but about elevation, not abolishment, but completion. In his own words from Matthew 5, "Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them." This isn't the language of replacement. It's the language of redemption, of a love that refuses to give up, even when rejected, even when misunderstood. Jesus didn't avoid the Jewish people. He pursued them. He taught in their towns, walked their dusty roads, sat at their tables. When others dismissed them, he called them blessed. When they were scattered, he spoke of gathering them like a hen gathers her chicks under her wings. And when they were lost, he didn't wait for them to return. He left the 99 to go find the one, rejoicing when the lost was found. Even after he was rejected, he didn't retaliate. He interceded. In his final moments, as the weight of the cross crushed his body, he looked on those who mocked him, not with condemnation, but with compassion. Hanging on the cross, he prayed for those who crucified him. "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." This is not the heart of someone who erased his people. This is the heart of the Messiah, broken and poured out for his people. A heart that aches when his children wander and rejoices when even one turns back. A heart that carried the full weight of our sin, yet never let go of the promises made to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. If your version of Jesus forgets Israel, ignores the covenants, or rewrites the story to exclude the Jewish people, maybe it's not the real Jesus you're following. Maybe it's a version crafted to fit comfort, not truth. Because the real Jesus, Yeshua, is the Jewish Messiah. He was born in Bethlehem, as foretold by the prophets. Raised in Nazareth, a place many despised. He taught in Hebrew, the language of his people. He lived under the Torah faithfully and without sin. He died in Jerusalem, the heart of the covenant, and rose again on the third day, just as the scriptures foretold. His mission was never to erase. It was to fulfill the longings of the prophets, to restore the broken branches, to redeem what was lost and bring it back, not as a new creation, but as a renewed one. He came not to discard, but to awaken. Even now, he is not finished with his people. As Paul writes in Romans 11, "I ask then, did God reject his people? By no means. I am an Israelite myself, a descendant of Abraham, from the tribe of Benjamin. And again in Romans 11, for God's gifts and his call are irrevocable. We don't follow a Messiah who forgot his roots. We follow the Lion of Judah, the fierce yet tender king whose roar defends his people and whose tears reveal his love. We follow the root of David, the promised branch springing from ancient soil, fulfilling every word spoken through the prophets. He came first for the Jew, not as a formality, but as a fulfillment, to honor the covenants, to gather the scattered, to heal the wounded. To understand Jesus rightly is to understand his heart, a heart that still burns with love for his people, a heart that longs, that grieves, that intercedes. Then, now, and forever, he is faithful. This is the unfiltered truth. Jesus didn't erase his people. He wept for them, and he still weeps, with longing, with mercy, and with hope.